while there's the convenience of it, the handoff is just not sitting well with me because we've seen one title reign before, and there's another one that's kind of lackluster. So when it comes to the color, I said it. I'm cool on. Hey, Blerd out there. So I'm cool on. Yeah, I'm cool on. What's her name? Jade. Who beat Jade?
Statlander.
Yeah, I'm cool on Stats.
Statlander.
Stats cool, but I mean,
Appreciate you, man.
we'll give her some time. But right now, her reign's kind of. Bleh. But as far as the culture of wrestling, when it comes to us specifically, what do y'all see is, I guess, I wouldn't say the trend moving forward, but do you see it getting better or do you see it getting worse, and why?
Can I speak?
Yes, wise man.
I see it getting worse because the talent is there. You have those that can perform. Their mic skills impeccable. They have the potential of having these historic runs. Best example was Kofi when he got the title. People were behind him. They saw a champion that they could believe in and didn't look like the typical cookie cutter vanilla shake that you see in the ring. And I said what I said.
Hello.
Just because we like y'all.
Family, this is family do, right?
Family do.
Always late to the end. Good Lord.
Just like the podcast.
She's the only one that did. Go ahead.
It felt like that. Take over. It's like, oh,
You snatching y'all show.
She's the only one that exists.
Blerd's eye view, everybody. Blerd's eye view.
But we have had we've got this talent out here who've been doing it, and the storylines are captivating because these people look like us. And then we go back to, and I said it before, you keep putting the vanilla shake out there, the tasteless stuff is not going to be appealing. It doesn't matter how bad you put it out there. And we're losing them. We're losing them. Where Big E is still recovering, but where is he? Where's Kofi? Where's Xavier? You know, where's Bobby Lashley? Where's the Hurt Locker? Or the Hurt Business? Where are they at? That faction alone made them all look like crap because you have brothers with attitude and intelligence who are doing their promos that weren't written. They were on the mic and people were just captivated. And what do? You give us Judgment Day. Bruh.
No offense. Mommy says she doesn't appreciate it.
What? Wait a minute. You ain't gonna just go past it like you didn't just say that.
he just sounded.
Yeah, that's for sure. Anybody else in the room? As far as the culture for black wrestling specifically, do you see it getting better, getting worse? Is it kind of the same? Not specifically just WWE or AEW, the two big ones. I mean, anywhere around. My man, what's your name?
Troy.
Troy.
I guess it depends on what metric you judge it by, right? Are we looking at just like how many main events you in, how long your title reign is? I mean, yeah, we just had Bianca and Jay Lethal, but I mean, nobody can be champ forever. Even Roman Reigns is gonna lose eventually.
When?
I don't know.
When that's gonna be.
Like somebody gonna win. It's been a long time, but eventually he's gonna lose too. So like
It's coming
nobody
soon.
can be
It's
champ.
coming.
Yeah, my clock is still ticking on his.
So it's like I feel
don't
like
see it ending
Bianca,
anytime soon.
great title reign. It was time. And same with Jade, great title reign. It was time.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you on that. It definitely was. I mean, those women were tired. I mean, you can't carry a whole company on your back for so long.
They needed a break too. Yeah. They deserved a break because they actually defended them titles.
For sure. All right, anyone else got that take on it? You get your man.
Yeah.
Dorian.
Yeah. Personally, I think it's a little bit of a deeper problem in wrestling than just that. Because if you look at the way that they were booked, except maybe Bobby Lashley and even him, you notice that they're booked kind of like Daniel Bryan when they Mysterio when they got the belt. It's like they can build them when they get there, and this is not just for WWE, but this is for AEW as well.
We're not going to give you a name. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an indie superstar in the DMV by the name of Chris Slade. Come on now. This is my neighbor in Temple Hills. This is my day one right here. He has had impeccable matches with names that you do know, like T.J. Perkins, like Brian Pillman Jr.
For real, I recognize.
So we not so.
I thought he looked
recognize-
familiar.
I
I thought he looked familiar. I was just like, everybody looked familiar today.
So you just gonna not?
Everybody looked
So
familiar.
you just gonna not tell me that? I mean, you gonna keep that to yourself and not let us give you your flowers? No, let me talk to you. You just gonna not do that to these fools? I mean, come on, man.
I'm a fan like everybody else too. You know what I mean? That's how I got into it.
I did.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just
respect
We about giving flowers now, bro. Now.
No, but like, I noticed that if you look at a lot of those, you know, those reigns and stuff like that, underdogs and stuff like that, it's like wrestlers have forgotten how to book those baby faces.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Tell that.
And whether it's by accident or by purpose, when black wrestlers get the title, they automatically go babyface. Bobby was a heel when he got the title, but he was a babyface towards the by the end. The thing is, we don't know how to like end that story. So it's by the time we actually get there, you know what I mean? We're like, I don't know what to do. You get what I mean? So I think it won't get better until we learn until the people in charge, I guess, learn how to tell the story and end the story properly. You know what I mean? Because it's not just us at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, when we finally get it, it's like, dang, like now mind you, like I don't see Cody Rhodes getting jobbed out by Brock Lesnar and just being done. He's getting like 3 matches. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like at that point, like give him his get back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bobby, he ended up a little bit better, but where is he right now? Like you're saying.
That's true.
Exactly.
But again, we can say that about a lot of wrestlers that have gone through that same thing. I mean, unfortunately, the people that look like us don't get that second, third, fourth chance, like, you know, Seth. 'Cause how many times have we been like,
Oh my
I'm
God.
so sick of Seth.
Bro.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's just a deeper thing overall, which it's already hard for us in general. So it's like, if we can fix that, if they fix that, then maybe a little bit, you know, the trickle down effect will probably happen. You know what I mean? But that's just my 2 cents on it.
And he hit on something.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, no problem.
He hit on something, by the way. Love your work, man. You and that match with TJP was freaking phenomenal, bro.
Thank you.
Y'all tore that house down.
I think that was my first year like that.
Because first of all, when you're around black folk, you think you know them until you talk to them.
That's true.
Okay.
Because when you get a certain age, we ain't mean mugging you, trying to figure out who we know you.
Right.
But on his note, it also depends on the company, because Moose's run as champion on Impact, he was heel the whole time. The entire time. He did not turn face, but his stories were still captivating, because you had a black champion who did not like anybody. He ran through everybody.
But does that mean that it's only for the big people? Because you're talking about Moose, right?
Moose came up from nothing, just like anybody
Right,
else.
but I'm talking about physically big. Everybody else, they kind of just, what do we do with them? Okay, look, Jade, she was a heel the whole time, but was Athena? Is Willow? She'll never be a heel. But
Don't count on that.
she could be a good heel. She could be a good heel.
It wouldn't be convincing. She's so,
No.
She's so happy.
She's so
and-
adorable.
Yeah, she is. So like, but like, I think it's more so like the actual physical, like their physical look. Right?
He's escaping.
So like the physical, like the bigger people usually have them heel reigns that last. Everybody else, they kind of don't know what to do with them. With what he was saying. I agree with that. What he was saying.
Okay, cool.
So it sounds more like they need us writing them stories.
Yes.
Right.
There aren't enough black people writing, and that's the reason why they don't know what to do with us. That's it. That's exactly what it
Like
is.
we're more prevalent, but our stories aren't getting told or even finished.
Yeah, we have the athleticism and the gifts in the ring, but when it comes to getting behind Gorilla and making some real impact here, there's not enough. of
Yeah,
us
we
doing
not
that.
there.
Yeah, we don't have the two-tone steak eating old fart that keeps trying to change stuff. I said what I said. That man get power driven by me on the Empire State Building for all that.
Nice. You're being nice. I just know.
I like you saying.
That's true.
Larry, what's your name?
Cyprian.
How you doing?
I just like you were saying, like for example, like I said, Vince ain't gonna let go until he's gone, physically gone. But at the same time, we've seen what, let's say for example, the Triple H led NXT. He had Sasha running it, and then when you talk to my PSAs, he felt the future stars at the time was Roman and Sasha. So those are people of color. And if you watch SmackDown every Friday, it's a network television. You got people of color. I mean, I know from Samoan descent, but they're leading and closing a network television primetime show. And then at the same time, you still have this, Street Profits, and everyone is just ready for more for Montez to go make this win. Eventually he's going to go solo. It's just a matter of time, So I mean, the progress is there. Is there a slow climb? Yes, it's still a slow climb because, like you was mentioning about Kofi, I was at Wale Mania in New York. And you saw the momentum, and then you saw how MetLife reacted. But then when he's about to wrestle Brock, you give him a 10-second match. And it's like, why don't you give him just a decent match? Even bringing the New Day. I mean, he's going to be a passive, but give him a type of match deserving of a champion to give up the crown. I understand that part. I totally agree. So they still it's still a slow process, and then there is a good conversation between this African American wrestler being champion. Then you have the babyface, but we did have we had Lashley and then King Booker. That was straight heel as well. So you got those type of alternatives here and there, but it's still a slow climb. And I don't know if anyone watched last week. If anyone watched Dark Side of the Ring, they talked about John Gardell. That was which is relevant within this conversation about the progress of African American wrestlers, and sometimes bookers don't look black, they look green, and that process at the same time, we show as much how commercial we can be in mainstream. I mean, we've seen, that you can be the face of the office or the business, and it can transcend to the next level. So, I mean, it's still a slow process, but, from, the Rock is a person of color and African American descent to what the bloodline is doing. I mean, they're, to have faces of color running or being part from start to finish of a network television show, that's a big plus. I mean, but still slow climb, still slow, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
Everyone calls me D. I'll just go with that. I wrestle in the indie scene in New York. Thank you. And from there.
Is anyone else? Anybody else?
I was just thinking that.
Troy?
No? All right, go ahead.
I mostly do New York, New England area, from Connecticut, Massachusetts down to Jersey and stuff like that. But from the indie scene, there definitely is much more of an influx. You do get to see that. What I find interesting is that the support on the indie scene, when it goes to translate mainstream, doesn't really get the clout that it deserves. Like, there's such a disconnect from there, and that's usually a big part of the following that should be present, because that's always what dictates, the popularity of a wrestler. You look at Mello from NXT. He was someone who could have been easily considered an indie darling, and right now he's the top dog in NXT. Landscape has changed, in my opinion, but you can definitely see more opportunity. You definitely see a little bit more representation. It could be better. We do need more writers on the other side, because seeing authentic black stories play out in wrestling is really hard, but it is a huge disconnect from the writing aspect from it, which is why a lot of the wrestlers, sometimes it's like creative doesn't know what to do with them, but then the wrestler will have to pitch something and make it happen. Very big point in that it was New Day. They wrote them as one thing. They had to turn it into something else and make it their own thing. And that was after already a request for them to even be together. So I feel like it's a disconnect that does need to bridge, because there's, like you stated, there's so much talent. There's a plethora of talent that's just always around, always kind of clawing at the scene, and wrestling's already hard enough to even break through and find your success. Then there's like all of the extra glass ceilings when you're a person of color. So it's interesting, but it definitely, the landscape looks like it could be getting better. I'm definitely seeing more opportunity for people of color to actually break through and get like major title reigns and things like that. Bianca and Jade both had historical title reigns, which we have not seen in this era for a while and may not see replicated. So hopefully that maintains, and then there could be more.
When you think about it, WWE, AEW, and New Japan at all one time had 3 minority women as champions. That's
Very major.
big policy.
Very good. Doc.
To play the advocate on this, it's a matter of not just looking at who would be the next of color, but how long can we get behind them? Because let's be real, people been tired of the New Day. People been tired of Bianca. And when I speak of people, I'm speaking of us. I'm speaking of us. The reactions don't lie. So now, being that, let's be honest with it, we're, this is this era of the industry is microwave. It's instant. It's quick. It's not the era that Montel and I grew up in. You know what I mean? Where we enjoyed those slow simmers. And we enjoyed those build-ups. We enjoyed those reactions. We didn't get tired of seeing a Dusty versus Flair for that went on for 5 years. We didn't get tired of seeing Rock and Roll at Midnight for that one of the freaks when tag teams were tag teams.
You see the Tommy Riders and Bobby Fulton against Jack Tatum and John Tatum.
The Sheepherders, the Sheepherders before
Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers. So when you come to the point where, okay, Bianca and New Day have already made history, now we're looking at who's the next. Someone did an interview with me a couple of days ago, and they asked me, they said, who would you, if you had a promotion, who would you build upon? I gave a name because of the fact that, everybody loves Carmelo and so forth, and well deserved. But